of Alabama with Dr. David Barnhart, and we're going to talk about family accommodation, the OCD that can become an obstacle to a child's progress. We'll discuss how a natural parental response to a child's fear can become a big part of an ongoing problem in OCD. Dr. David Barnhart is going to give an example of that natural process, first unrelated to OCD, and then how it may play out with OCD.
Thanks, Paul. A parent's natural response to a child's fear or anxiety is to provide comfort and safety. For example, if a child is anxious around dogs, a parent would help reduce the child's anxiety by introducing them to a friendly trained dog rather than a dog that jumps up on people or sticks its head where it's not welcome. OCD fear is irrational and dysfunctional. For example, the fear of being contaminated using a bathroom at home. The parents have probably provided all the support and safety needed to use the home bathroom. In spite of this, the child still doesn't feel safe and continues to seek reassurance and avoids using the bathroom.
So here we've identified the learning goal and the learning obstacle. Children need to be able to do regular stuff. A child who fears getting contaminated by using a bathroom at home needs to learn that the bathroom is safe and that they can successfully use the bathroom. That's the goal. The obstacle is the fear, the resistance going in the bathroom. The only way for children with OCD to function is to learn to tolerate and overcome the fear of using the bathroom. So how would a parent start this process?
Well, in collaboration with a counselor, parents can set expectations for the child and with contamination OCD to take small steps toward using the bathroom, like getting closer to the bathroom, going into the bathroom, turning on a faucet, flushing a toilet. It turns out that reassurance and accommodation, like flushing the toilet for the child or turning on and turning off faucets so the child isn't afraid of being contaminated, only strengthen avoidance and the feeling of fear. This is to make them feel better first. That's a trap. A parent will not convince the child they are safe by repeated reasoning. The child will not learn it's safe unless they eventually go into the bathroom and learn that the anxiety is reduced through exposure, through small steps. What might a parent say to this recommendation, Paul?
But if I do this, my kid will have a meltdown.
Yes.
To which we will say, yes, they might. This is a good example of a parental fear. The child might have a meltdown and make life really hard for everybody. Well, chances are everyone's life is already pretty hard, and accommodation will only make things harder.
So here we've identified another obstacle to overcome, and that is the parent's fear, which is the risk of a meltdown or an overreaction. The first strategy is for parents to expect and be prepared for a meltdown or an overreaction. The child is reacting out of fear, and they will try to get out of doing what they fear. That's normal. So the child is expected to test and manipulate parental expectations and a parent's ability to manage their own anxieties. So, Paul, what does a parent do when the child has a meltdown?
Well, there are two things to do in this case. Number one, make sure the child is safe. Make sure that they're not, hurting themselves, that kind of thing. And number two, simply wait it out. The meltdown will eventually end. And this is a learning opportunity. Everything we're talking about here is about the child's learning because they will learn about the effectiveness of their behavior based on the parent's response. We want them to learn things that will help them function better. There's a great opportunity for your child to learn some important things from a parent's response to a meltdown. Number one, mom and dad can calmly handle the meltdown. And two, the expectations won't change. This is worth repeating. Mom and dad can calmly handle the meltdown, and the expectations won't change.
Yes. Parents generally want their kids to learn that bad behavior or oppositional behavior doesn't get them what they want. Like it or not, the child is in charge of their choices, not the parents. If you don't believe me, tell your child, you can't talk to me that way, and watch them prove you wrong. Also, when bad behavior may be likely, parents often mistakenly try to control their kids' behaviors and choices with reassurance and accommodation. Reassurance is a way of controlling. So it's not about controlling the kids' behavioral choices for parents. It's about controlling the positive and negative consequences of the child's choices. The child chooses their behavior and the parents provide rewards and consequences. In collaboration with parents, kids can choose rewards they're willing to work for, and the parental goal is to motivate the child by reinforcing healthy choices and not reinforcing unhealthy choices.
We talk a lot about mindfulness, making decisions out of awareness and purpose rather than automatically doing something based on a thought, feeling, or just a habit. Here are some questions to ask yourself when practicing exposure with your kids that will help you make mindful decisions about responding to your child.
So question one might be, is my child in danger or just uncomfortable? If the answer is uncomfortable, your child is safe.
Question number two, what do I need to do to practice thinking and doing, and what do I need to practice thinking and doing rather, to manage my own discomfort when my child resists?
Three, what if my child what is my child learning from my response to their choices? Am I doing something to reinforce and strengthen helpful responses to irrational fear, or am I doing something that does not reinforce unhelpful responses to the fear?
So if parents are regularly preparing for and asking these questions mindfully, chances are they will respond to their kids in helpful ways and assist with the child's progress rather than give in to family accommodation. For OCD, the goals are for children to learn they can tolerate the fear. They can do regular things they need to do in spite of the fear. And with success, they develop greater confidence and reduce fear over time. Simple, but it's not easy. It takes work. It means that parents have to be ready for resistance and work on tolerating their own fears so they don't lead to family accommodation, but lead to progress.